So we got to go ahead and talk about this whole situation involving this viral trend called teacher bait, where you'll have teachers that will dress a certain particular type of way at school. And one of them is named Miss Portia Williams. And by her wearing certain outfits, it kind of garnered a whole trend of different women doing the same thing that are also teachers.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. 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 Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
She's a legend, and she is the moment. Now, come on now.
Now, don't get me wrong, I can understand why certain people are feeling the way that they're feeling when it comes to these outfits, because they're looking at it like, if we don't call this thing out now, then we can't be surprised if they were to potentially be PDF files down the road just because they're attractive. But I think it really depends on the grades these teachers are teaching. If they're over here teaching kindergarten all the way up to 6th grade, they're not trying to look sexy and cool in front of the students. They're trying to bag somebody like the principals, vice principals, fellow comrades, or even the single dads who they want to make sure they're paying attention during the parent-teacher conference, I guess. But beyond that, that's where it gets a little bit dicey and tricky. If we're talking about grades 7 and 8, middle school, or all the way up through high school, and they're dressing like that, then girl, what the fuck are you doing? You are out of your gourd. You are out of your mind. Look who you trying to attract, and look who you're actually attracting. You trying to get the attention of the high school football coach. Meanwhile, you're actually getting the attention of hormonal teenage boys and bi-curious girls. And something like that ends up devolving into something nastier and nastier the worse it gets. Because when these hormonal high school boys see a pretty teacher in school, they can be thinking you're some type of evolved Pokemon that they gotta catch, that they gotta have. And the girls that they go to school with, who may or may not have a crush on them, they may be like, damn, I gotta compete with the evolved Pokemon. And that ends up spiraling out of control to where you got high school teenagers going to school dressed in a certain type of provocative way, and their parents are just out here letting it happen. Either that, or they got guardians in their life that don't really care about them. And they'll start thinking, well, gee, if I gotta dress like Miss Johnson right here, I'm gonna get the attention of the all-star quarterback, when in actuality, you're gonna end up getting the attention of a math teacher.
I'm dating my teacher, and this is, like how it is and like how we met and everything. Okay, so I knew him before, but like I didn't have his class, so like I think he subbed for my class one time, and we had like a really good conversation, and I knew that he was gonna be going because what is his name? I knew he was gonna be going because I was talking about something to these girls about, like, I think a girl got exposed or something, and he wanted to see the video of her being exposed. So when he did that, I was kind of just like, oh, he's one of them. Like, I already know, but I didn't think too much of it. I went up to mind my business. Cool. Next year, I end up getting his class. We chatting it up. He always well, like you could just tell, I don't know, it's just signs. And then he would always like try to keep me like after his classroom, like when everybody would go to lunch, he wanted me to like sit in there and eat lunch with him, and we would just chat it up. And then eventually he started like giving me money, and then I was like, and then eventually he followed me on Instagram, and things led to another. And yeah, I have like a really good grade in his class. I'm not gonna fail, especially because the class is math, so it's really, really hard. I'm so bad at math, so I'm so grateful for him being a math teacher, because the year is going to go by as a breeze. Love him. I think he has a wife. I don't know, but if he has a wife, then I would say that like I would stop talking to him, but at the same time, this is my grade on the line, so I don't know. Just, can we wait till I graduate?
Can we call the Scotland Yard and everybody in Europe to just bomb that guy's house? Like, seriously, because You're supposedly a math teacher and you over here, which I already know the game he tried to pull. He pretty much told that young girl that you may have seen one of them old freaky ass managers at your job say or do. And that is, hey, let me offer to get your hair and nails did. And I'm pretty sure that's how he did what he did, which is nasty. Just to get a passing grade in the class. Like, and people want to talk about with this girl, oh, you need to hold her accountable. No, she's a fucking teenager. This is a fucking grown ass man. Furthermore, where is this girl's parents? And also we have to really talk about this. 9 times out of 10, the teachers who end up fucking the students, whether it's a girl or a boy, they end up targeting the ones who ain't got a mama or daddy in their life, let alone like a big brother or a big cousin or uncle or auntie and go up there and whoop somebody's ass. Because I promise you, as God is my witness, if half of y'all motherfuckers was over here hunching on students that had parents involved in their lives, y'all would be dragged up and down a school and beaten till you can't walk. You will be taken to the woodshed and made an example out of. This is sick all around. And I'm bringing that whole separate situation up because it's part of this ongoing vicious cycle where attractive teacher ends up getting the attention of the young boys and the young girls get jealous of the teacher, so they end up dressing a certain type of way to get the attention of the boys, but indirectly get the attention of the creepy male teachers. Basically, all of this is fucked. And also, this needs to be said, 9 times out of 10, an attractive teacher is not going to be the ones out here popping students. People will assume just because somebody's attractive that they're out here being the main ones bumping uglies or hunching on these students. Y'all need to, hop off Pornhub and step into reality, because 9 times out of 10, when you go look up a predator's mugshot, they look and fit the bill of what a predator looks like. They don't look like some IG model. They don't look like Lisa Ann. Albeit there may be an exception to the rule here or there, but still, and trust me, there'll be one hell of an exception to the rule. And I don't think it's made any better when you have people online that hypersexualize these teachers. If it's a male teacher being sexualized or a woman or a female teacher being sexualized, they both be getting sexualized on the internet by horny ass people. All in all, like, when I look at this whole teacher bae viral trend, I look at it as something that's harmless if it's, is really dependent on the grade level that we're talking about. Any higher than 6th grade, I think is very problematic and should come with some sort of disciplinary action. And also, schools got to do a better job at picking and choosing who is credible enough to be a goddamn teacher. I don't know about y'all, but I think if a teacher gets caught hunching on a student, not only do they need to have their teacher's license revoked, have to register as a sex offender, but they need to be thrown in prison for the remainder of their days, never allowed to see the light of day. Because why are you out here trying to impress a teenager? And also, the parents out there watching this, it's not only necessarily teachers you got to worry about sometimes, it's women or men outside of that school that your kids may encounter on the day-to-day, whether it's at their first job or they're just, I don't know, in the mall just gallivanting with their friends or just on a solo run by themselves, just chilling, vibing in the mall, whatever. You have to worry about a grown adult person trying to walk up to them that they don't know, try to bag them. And believe me, when I was 17, that shit happened to me. Hell, it even happened to me at 13. It could be an older coworker, it could be a supervisor, it could be a manager trying to bag your daughter who's straight out of high school or that's 17, or all they feel like they got to do is offer to get their hair and nails did. And what's wilder is some of these managers got whole families at home. But seriously, I feel like a lot of y'all that do this shit, that engage in that type of weird activity, deserve to get your ass beat to the 10th degree and taken to a gator-filled swamp, allegedly. But with that being said, y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.